Hi, I am trying to go live again to see if maybe people can hear me when I talk. And I know that no one's on right now because, well, someone's on. Maybe this is the one person I asked to be on so we could test. And hopefully I will be able to erase this video when I'm done. Oh, we have someone else. So, I'm just checking to see if you can hear me because earlier, great. Thank you so much. So I'm going to keep talking. um, and thank you to my audio tester. If you would like to log off, you're welcome to. Um, for anyone else who joins me, you can write in the comments that you are here. And if not, if you don't want to do that, that's fine too. So, we had some technical difficulties earlier, and so I'm just going to move on as if we didn't have technical difficulties earlier, and I will send a link out to everyone that I could think of with this video today. So, our prompt for today is spring cleaning. Spring cleaning. And of course, right now it feels like there's so much I could clean out of my physical space, but also my mental space right now. So maybe you're in the same place. And yesterday I was doing some yoga in my special yoga space in my house. And this book was sitting on the floor. That tells you about some spring cleaning I need to do, some organizing. It was sitting on the floor and on the bookshelf where it needed to be, but it actually was really wonderful that it was on the floor because it made me pick it up. So it's this book called How the Light Gets In by Pat Schneider, Writing as a Spiritual Practice. And this excerpt from the book felt really appropriate for spring cleaning. And so I will read it to you. So if you'd like to close your eyes and just take a listen, here's what it says. She says, Muriel Rukeyser famously wrote, "What would happen if one woman told the truth about her life? The world would split open. One woman letting her bruises be seen. Daring to be seen, daring to let the truth of the human condition be made visible by our telling, whether that telling be in words or in some other form of witness, splits open the world, cracks it, and that's how the light gets in. To tell the truth about our lives is a political act. Whether as a private act or a public act, by writing we can howl, sing, or plainly and humbly tell what is true. When it becomes public, our howl of outrage can waken the world to injustice. Our singing, writing can waken the world to beauty and to joy. When we plainly and humbly tell what is true, that telling can waken the world to itself, one moment at a time, one person at a time. And so I invite you to really write what is true today. We're going to write for 10 minutes. I'm going to set a timer on my phone. And I will type the prompt in the comments as well. But I'd like you to think about this. And I have another quote I'd like to read because telling the truth is a great release often. And it is often, and when we tell the truth on the page, it is taking all of the thoughts that are swirling around in our head and putting them somewhere useful. And so this is another quote from a woman named Suzanne Valciati. I will gather up a lifetime of things unsaid, write them down, and then offer them all to be lit for security and burned. And then I can watch the whole thing turn to ash, the whole damned thing. So that's what I'm going to invite you to do, is to write, to howl, to sing on your page, to write something that you might want to just let turn to ash, to release. So that is your prompt for today. Your prompt is, what do you need to release? What do you need to howl right now? And it could be a free form journaling, or you could just make a list of all the things that you want to release in your life. So I'm going to type this in. Comments, and I will set my timer and we will write together for 10 minutes. And I will be back with you in 10. So if you're still writing, let yourself finish a sentence, finish a thought. You can always come back to this. And as I do that, as I keep talking and maybe you're still writing, I'd like to suggest a little ritual that you might do later this evening. So, in what you wrote, you might see a theme, or you might see very specific things that you wrote down that you need to release, that you need to let go of. And I would suggest just ripping up some paper and writing one on each paper, each little sheet. You can make them even smaller than this, or you can write on both sides, whatever works, and have as many little pieces of paper as you want. And there's two ways to do this. Write them down, just as many. What what do I need to let go of? What is not serving me anymore? It's just a weight. I need to let it go. Write it down, put them on these little pieces of paper. And you can either, if you have a safe place to burn things, you might burn these and let them turn to ash, right? Just like the quote said. You could also find a bowl of water and place them all in the bowl of water. And then if you have any essential oil, I got this ritual from a dear family friend, Karen Johansson. I'll put a link to her information in the notes. But she says add maybe a little bit of lavender essential oil, but really any essential oil that you have. And you can add that, and you might even watch the ink kind of blur in the water, and maybe a hand on the heart and say, I release you. And you can place your fingers in the water and maybe bless yourself in some way, just on the forehead. Sometimes I like to do things like this on the throat. This is where, things come from, where I speak, where you can maybe bless your wrists, any place that feels appropriate, and let it go. So burning, putting things like this in water, it all works. This is the spring equinox will be here tomorrow. So this evening is a great time to do that. And it was so wonderful to write with you today. I apologize for the technical difficulties, and I hope to see you soon.